I'm going to record now. A big congratulations to you, Anita, for doing your first video. That was absolutely brilliant. Drew, the only advice I can give you to get rid of your nervousness is seriously to just do it. It will not be as bad as you think. It's just be relaxed. Just pretend you're talking to a friend, and then post it up in the group, because I know that I'd love to see your beautiful face, because you're hiding from me now. So yes, we are a very supportive bunch, and go and have a look what everybody else has said. I've just loved the videos. I've loved getting to know a little bit about everybody else. And I don't know if anybody else, if it was your first video today, but Anita's the only one who mentioned it. So big congratulations to you. And I also want to give a bit of a shout out and a congratulations to Aaron, who is our soul gentleman, and he did a great video this morning as well. So really, really great. I'm a little bit jealous of some of your locations. But yeah, absolutely blew me away by how many people got on there and did that. So congratulations. If you haven't done it already, transfer that challenge over to tomorrow. Hey, Drew! Transfer your challenge over to tomorrow or tonight and do it then, because it is really important. You have to think about how technology is changing, and the fact that you need to get your face out there and you need to get yourself recognized, and one of the best ways to do it is to do lots of videos, or at least a couple of weeks. So really good. Now, I wrote some notes down watching through the video. So I've watched every single one of them, and I've written some notes, and the biggest things that I've got out of them, I'm going to try and take on board, and I guess, what am I trying to say? Do some training based on those things that people have said. So the basic goal that I came into this business booster with was to assess where we've been this year, versus where we planned to be at the end of this year. So at the start of the year, hopefully you did make some goals. And, a lot of people, including myself, have said, yeah, I've made some, but there's a lot just sitting there that I'm not even close to. I fell off the wagon over here, or, I just dropped the ball over there and it just didn't happen. So I think that was one thing that really came through, was that we might have had these goals, but a lot of us didn't reach a lot of those. So I really want to try and help you guys to maybe reach some of those goals before the end of the year, or at least get a little bit closer to them, and then start 2017 off on a really good note, and I guess really determined to reach those goals next year, so that we're not in the same position we are now. And a big support for that, I think, is a group like this. So it can keep you consistent. It can keep you accountable. It's really important to have that teamwork and have those people there to bounce ideas off, and, maybe learn some new things along the way. I certainly don't know everything. If I knew everything, I'd be where Aaron was. I'd be a diamond. I certainly don't know everything, but I'm happy to learn off you guys if you're happy to learn off me. And I think something else that this group does also is get us out of our comfort zones a little bit more. And we all know that that's where the magic happens. So we have to get out of our comfort zones. And a few of you have done that today with your videos. So I'm super, super proud of you. And I think that's a massive start to the week. So I'm really excited. I'm going to have some different kind of challenges over the week. Some that you'll like, some you won't like, but get over it, toughen up, and, get out of your comfort zone, and who knows what might happen. So I'd really love to hear from, before I do that, so this morning I mentioned that I have my goals written up, which are all on my whiteboard. But then I have like those daily tasks that I do and I tick off. So I wanted to show you guys a couple of things. And I'm going to put these up in the group. There's one page missing, but that's okay. So I've got my goals written down. I've got what level I want to be at by a certain date and how I'm going to do that. So I've got 10 new calls every day, whether they be people I know, people I don't know, but they're people who I have not offered my business or products to before. So they're brand new people, brand new calls. So 10 of those every day. Obviously, I'm going to do my follow-ups, and I haven't put a number next to that because I think it's really difficult to put a number next to that. If you've called last week has said, no, call me back next Wednesday, or, you just haven't been able to get people on the phone. So that could just be any amount of follow-ups that I need to do. I've also got 5 new quality social media connections every single day. So I don't just mean anybody, I mean absolute quality. So you find someone, you stalk their profile, you make sure that they're positive, they're a go-getter, there's something that you really connect with them, and you send them a message and introduce yourself. So it's not just an add friend, this is a little bit about me, try and get into a conversation with them. So I'm doing 5 of those every day. I'm really worried about you, Aaron. What's going on there? You look like you're in pain. Okay, and then I have a sheet. So, what's that?
Oh, I sprained my foot today. My son was just pressing the ice down on it. It's a bit,
That's not good.
It's all
right. Okay, so, and then I have this sheet, and I will pop this up. So this is what I don't know if you can read it. So I've got the name of the person, the number, their phone number, obviously, and some notes about them, details, and a follow-up date. And so I've got the day and the date there. So this is for my new calls. And the reason that I do it like this is so that I can then go back and see when I called this person, and when I need to call them again. And I've also done the same with social media connections and follow-ups. So my big plan for these was to actually print off like 365 of them and put them in a big binder, but that hasn't quite happened yet. But it will one day. So that I'll put them up in the group a bit later. Feel free to steal those, and you can create your own. I've just found that it's just so much better to keep them simple. I have found on Facebook the other day a network marketer in Queensland. Let me get the name of it. She has actually created a planner for network marketing. You can get a really good one from overseas, but it's really, really expensive, and the postage is just about as much as the actual planner. So I really didn't want to go that way. Let me just find out what her name is. Okay, it's called My Master Planner, and it's on Facebook. I might pop the link up in the group as well. So she's changed it a bit this year, and she's doing 2 for 2017. So she's doing January to June and then June to December, July to December. And I think it's actually going to work really well, and it's probably going to replace a lot of this sort of stuff. So I'll pop the links up. Feel free to go and have a look. I asked her to send me a free one to review, but she declined. But I thought there's no harm in asking, hey. But yeah, get on that, because I think that would actually be really, really good, and to have everything in the one spot. So I want to know how you guys went today with your worksheets. I actually did mine last week and found it quite confronting. And, I know I'm on the right track, but I'm so far behind where I wanted to be at this time last year. And even though that really sucks, it's really good to know, and it's good to answer the questions really honestly, so you know exactly where you're at, because if you just lie to yourself, there's no point doing the activity. So if you would like to share with everybody, you don't have to share particular details, but I really want us to be interactive and supportive, and share our ups and our downs. So, Jamie, I'm just unmuted you. We'd love to hear from you.
Thank you, Amber. I, like you, I kind of knew where I was at, but to write it down again versus looking at my goals, it was a bit confronting, even though I kind of knew it once you put it on paper, it's a completely different story. So I think for me, my personal goals are kind of irrelevant when it comes to ranks and stuff, so I'm leaving that out. But one of the key pieces that I really wanted to do was a lot of video content this year. And I really have only started that again since our last booster course, Facebook Live and the challenges and stuff. So thank you for that. That was huge. So I've got somewhere I can go with that, which is awesome. I've become more comfortable with my phone calls. That was another thing that I did achieve. I think out of everything, my big 3 takeaways of where I kind of lost track and went off course was really about consistency. So I never put a really consistent plan of attack in place. The second was perfectionism, which I suffer really badly from, and in my job it was something I had to do. So then coming into this world was quite confronting, because I could spend hours upon hours doing one video that really only needed to be done in one take. So that was a really big thing for me. And the other thing was literally asking for help. And it's something I think we kind of all get told. You have an upline, you have support, put your hand up if you need help, but then things happen and people quit. Excuse me. You don't have that upline support. You see how busy your upline is. And I've always just worked things out for myself, and I really should have asked for help 12 months ago. I did it with business boosters, which was great, but they were the areas that I think with my team, I'm going to really stress that those are 3 things that you really need to have a look at quickly.
Brilliant.
So that was my big learnings.
Awesome. Really good. Thank you.
I think from the videos too, consistency is a big call out amongst a lot of people, just staying on track and being consistent.
Yeah, absolutely. I love watching your videos. I think you're really, really natural on camera. And I think you've got a lot of knowledge in that head of yours that we could all benefit from. So I think,
just got to keep doing it.
Yeah, that's right. 2 or 3 a week. Don't worry about how perfect or not they are. It's the content that matters, and the fact that you come across genuine, which I think you do in your videos. So thank you for sharing.
And that, just on that point, that's the other thing. And when everyone's doing their videos, because I know some are doing it for the first time, be authentic. Absolutely be authentic. You see leaders that look strong in their posture and everything. That's all great. We learn that along the way, but people follow you for you. Be your authentic self. Obviously professional to a point, but be you.
Yeah, 100%.
I struggled with that for a long time.
Yeah, I agree with that. I actually had a couple of people reach out to me. I don't know if you saw it. I did this video. I was sitting outside watching the girls do their tricks on the trampoline, and I had a message from some random person. Hi, my name's Mary. Do you want to join my team? One of those. And it was the 4th one in an hour, and I just got so annoyed. I thought, stuff this, I'm going to do a video. And so I just sat there and I just did it. I don't think I'd done my hair. I was sitting there in my trackies, no makeup on, but I don't now. Like, I don't wear that makeup. But had I gone and, straightened my hair and put makeup on and, chucked my suit jacket on or something, that wouldn't have been me. And I actually had a couple of people message me after and just say, I really loved your video. I love the fact that your kids interrupted you and your kids were there, and that just showed us that us stay-at-home mums can actually do stuff like this as well, and it doesn't have to be in a green room with this tropical background superimposed over the video or, whatever it might be. It can just be and I probably said 50,000 times and all this sort of stuff. But you know what? I just post it and forget about it. If people get benefit out of it, fantastic. If they don't, whatever. But yeah, just be natural, be you. Don't try and be someone else, and certainly don't try and be Lyndon, Aaron and Craig, because they're just clowns anyway. So does anybody else want to share? Put your hand up. Come on. Carolyn, awesome. I'll unmute you. Beautiful. Thank you. Hey, Dot.
Awesome. Okay, very well. Thanks, very well. Okay, so for me, can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. So for me, what I actually had done, I've had I'm really diligent around goals, but I had an income-based goal, and I use a variety of different vehicles. And so what it meant was I was actually lacking specific goals relating to Jeunesse. So by lacking specific goals, it actually meant that I was lacking specific action, and therefore, if you don't have a plan, then you don't get, you don't actually hit where you'd actually want to be. So for me, in terms of not, what goals got away, I guess I had hoped that I would have had some rank advancement. But I say hoped because I hadn't actually made the commitment, both in relation to the planning as well as the follow through and the action and being able to achieve that. And part of that was in terms of not having a focus. So I had other balls that I was juggling, but I didn't make a daily discipline of being able to see that there was consistent action that I was taking on the Jeunesse business. So I could go for a period of time and just do other stuff. So that was the real piece that got away from me. So what kept me from achieving it? That I was really not committed. I guess from my side, that I hadn't actually made the personal commitment. And I think that I was seeing success in some of the other goals and probably doubting this. And I guess, whenever I hear Aaron talk about, or any of the guys talk about, you just a very small, it's 1% of doubt, and it overrides any level of belief that you have. And that was something that I guess that I grappled with, that just not having that level of confidence in terms of seeing that this was a vehicle that could actually get me some of the financial targets and I guess broader outcomes that I was looking for. So what could I have done differently? Really taken a plan and made a very concrete plan. So some of the things that you've spoken around, Amber, but with being able to break it down, what were the specific actions that I was going to take? I'm big on accountability, but I was actually not holding myself because I hadn't actually defined the actions. I wasn't being accountable to doing them or not doing them. And a week could pass or 2 weeks could pass. So just being much more specific around what it is that I'm actually targeting, and then what is the actions I need to take around being able to do that. So there's still activities. I've got leads that I'm following up. There's actions that I can be taking now in terms of being able to see that I start to build a team. And I guess the thing that and it's interesting, I probably naturally am going towards trying to help my team build their teams instead of actually looking at me just starting to build mine. So I just need to focus on me getting my stuff sorted first, because of that leadership by example. I think that will actually start to rub off on them to a greater extent. So that's for me a lot to do, and a lot of getting my rear end moving.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you so much for that. I think, again, I think that's huge. A lot of people might say, I really want to reach Sapphire by the end of January because I want to make Noosa, which is awesome, by the way. So you should all have that as your goal. But unless you have those, I'm going to do 10 calls a day, and I'm going to reach out to this many people every day and every week. You kind of, I think, like you said, you just, you might be doing some actions, but it's not really focused and it's not really goal driven. So you're sort of just floating. Yeah. And another big thing is, just when you do, and this is what they say, plug them into the system, which is all very well and good. And sometimes people can get lost in the system. So you do need to provide that leadership and help them in their own business. But at the same time, you can't go into management mode. You have to keep doing what you should be doing. And I think I saw something, what was it, before you reach Sapphire Elite, 90% of your actions should be income producing actions. So phone calls and approaching people and working on your business. Once you reach that level, you can then drop that down to, say, 80%, and then, you know, use that remaining 20% to support your team. You know, rather than, yeah. Does that make sense? Am I sort of...
Yeah, it was actually great to hear, because Lyndon went through that in the power session this week, or last week, and he was still saying even at a diamond level, 50% of your time spent on prospecting.
Yeah.
So, which was interesting, and I guess the key reinforcement there was that this business only grows through people being able to prospect, and in terms of them being able, you know, even at the diamond level, they need to continue to lead those behaviours across the rest of the team.
Yeah,
so it was a good message.
And I don't think Angela will mind me sharing this. I spoke to Angela Licenti, and you know, it was at that point where Lyndon announced there was a new diamond, and everybody thought it was Angela, obviously because she's emerald now. But it wasn't Angela, and she sort of said, I wish it was, but even she sort of went into management mode because she is so fantastic at training, at teaching people new skills, at motivating people, getting people really pumped up. She had, you know, I stayed with her one night, and her phone was ping, 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 and she would answer every single message, and it was stuff like, you know, how do I enroll someone, or where do I find the price for this? She should not be doing that. You know, we need to teach our people to do that for themselves. And so she did. She went into management mode, and, you know, she got a kick up the bum from the boys. I don't know, but she got out of that, you know, pretty quickly and went back to what she does really, really well as well, is, you know, enrolling and recruiting and showing people the business. But and it's difficult not to get into that, because we're in this business to help others and to help our team succeed. But you've got to put yourself up there with them. You know, you can't put them above you. You can't put them first, in terms of, you know, offering them more help than yourself. So I think you've got some really important points there. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
All right, who's next? I'll pick on someone. The power couple. Hi guys, how are you?
Yeah, good yourself?
Yeah, good.
Hey, everyone.
Tell us the story.
Just a quick one from me. What was that, sorry?
Tell us the story of your ankle. I'm intrigued.
It's more my foot. We got up early this morning about 5:30, took the dogs for a walk, and one of our dogs is a bit silly. I gave him a little boot up the bum, and his bone is a little bit harder than my foot. So, yeah, I'm not cruel to animals or anything. So it's like Beck told me, the K word karma kicked in pretty good for me there. So
yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. That
yeah. I didn't kick him hard though. Anyway.
He's got a bony hip bone.
Very bony hip, yes. But I went through. As I said in our intro, my intro video today. I guess we're starting from scratch, or more so me. I originally found Janesse, and Beck come on board, but she jumped into it a lot more than I did. We were doing the affirmation, positive affirmations, and that sort of thing. And I guess one of our big goals was to buy a house, which was this year, and we did. And from that, I guess we jumped into that pretty hard, spent a lot of time on the house. I started renos pretty much straight away, and I got a good job as well, come with a nice car, that sort of thing. And I became a little bit complacent and lost my focus. And that was the biggest thing I found out today by writing it all down, and a bit of a kick in the bum for me, really. I guess my gratitude, I lost a bit of my gratitude as well. So, yeah, that's what I found today.
Fantastic.
So, yeah, we're pretty much starting from ground zero. with everything. I had a few weeks off from everything, basically, where I just switched off from everything totally to just, I guess, refocus on what we needed to refocus on at the time. And but in doing that, you lose momentum, obviously, all the time when you switch off. But it was something that was needed. And in saying that, it's probably something that's definitely refreshed us both in a way to finally, you know, work on our goals again to what we want.
I guess change it from, you know, I guess we did have the hobby concept in our heads. I'm not with the concept, but we were treating it like a hobby. And so, especially for me, I've had the biggest boot up the bum, and you know, really want to focus on it is a business, and you know, let's get it going. So that's why we started it.
Yeah.
So it's all about the focus. Yeah.
Yeah, terrific. Really important. And I think we all go through that a little bit. I know that I went through it earlier this year. I just sort of, I guess my focus was elsewhere. And because I don't have, and you guys are probably the same, you know, a massive urgent need to bring in a lot of extra money, or, you know, that why is there and it's strong, but it's not like you need it right now. And so I think you think, oh, well, it's going to be there in a couple of months' time, I'll do it then. Or, you know, a big thing for me was really just to focus on my kids before my youngest also goes to school. And, you know, I'm just realising, well, a couple of months ago that I can actually focus really hard for 2 or 3 days out of every week, and then in the evenings after they're in bed. So I did a lot of, I guess, self-assessment, and sort of found out what you guys did is that the whole reason I started this has not disappeared. And I said to my husband one night, because, you know, our sort of routine, I guess, was put the kids to bed, and our time together was, you know, we'd watch a scary movie, or we'd watch something, or we'd, you know, just sit there together. And as great as that is, I said to him, I said, you're not going to see me a lot because TV needs to go. I need to be working on my business once the kids are in bed at night time, because it's a, you know, and we're all, I think, in Jeunesse here, so it's because it's such a global company, we can talk to people at, you know, 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and it's their daytime. So I said to him, I really need to start focusing on other markets. And when I did that, I found that some great things happened, and you know, I guess that spurred me on to continue. But it all comes down to, I guess, how much you want it, what you're willing to put into it, and keeping the why and those visions really handy. So thanks for sharing, guys. I think I actually you're right. I actually resonate a lot with what you guys said. So thank you very much. Sorry, got a bit of a rabbit. Just wrecking my office. Yeah, thank you guys. That's awesome. I'm going to go back and pull this again over on the replay, because I think it's really important. And this is why I love this, because I'm getting as much out of you guys as you are out of me and everybody else. So who's next? Ava. Miss Katrina, are you going to share with us tonight?
Okay. Yeah, so what you were really trying to say is life gets more exciting when husband goes to bed, huh?
yeah, I'll leave that one alone, I think.
I didn't get to do my 5 course today, as I had other things going on around the house and other work to do, but I did manage to get in contact with one lady, but it was sort of quite funny, actually. I hadn't approached her about the business yet. She did know that I was doing it, though. She's been following and watching. But I actually rang her in regards to another matter, and she says, oh, by the way, I was going to message you about an appointment. And I said, okay, you know, not a problem. So I was getting it booked in, and she ended up coming around, and apparently she'd mistakenly read a text message that she had received about wanting to trial some skincare products for 5 days. And she said, yeah, sure, not a problem, but I also need to message you about an appointment. Turns out it was from somebody else that I had in my downline that has jumped ship over the last week, and was messaging her in regards to this other skincare. But my lady thought it was me. So she's going to try us and not the other one, which is good. So that was quite a good one. So that's a good bonus. In regards to goals, I found it very hard, as you know, in the beginning, and I did get quite emotional through all of this. So I was very lucky to have reached my goals because I kept them quite small. Still am, because I think if you have for me personally, not everybody, if you have smaller goals and you achieve them, then that's a better bonus rather than setting bigger goals and being disappointed. So I was quite lucky to have reached Jade. I didn't reach it at the point of the Sydney University last time. I was just a couple of weeks off that, but that's all good. The self-confidence has obviously, you've seen, has grown. So I've taken a few big jumps, and I agreed to, setting up a mortgage, and then we ended up getting a brand new car, which was quite a big step for us. Because I think cars are fine, nothing needs to be done, nothing needs to be bought, and I'm like, no, and then I'm like, you know what, stuff it, let's do it, we deserve it. So, the whole self-confidence thing with coming through the business booster has been quite good for us as well. I did need to take quite a lot of time off due to my health and family commitments. So I suppose that area there, which we've all had to deal with before, that area there has been one of my biggest setbacks. And then also having 2 of my uplines out of action for quite a while. So this is where you guys all sort of stepped up and have helped carry me through and keep me active in the business. Otherwise, I probably would have had a major setback had I not felt like I had anybody that I could connect with. So I think that's pretty much it for me today. I did half of everything, but yeah, this group has kept me going. So thanks, everybody.
Thank you for sharing.
That's me.
I agree with you.
Thanks, everyone.
The short goals or the smaller goals, and rewarding yourself. Maybe make a monthly goal rather than a 6-monthly goal, and reward yourself every time you reach that. I think that's really important as well, and I think that keeps you a lot more motivated as well.
I agree.
Cool. I agree. Thanks for sharing, Katrina. Okay, does anybody else want to say anything? Hey, Steph, welcome. Hi. We're not painting our nails tonight. All right, so unless anybody is got an urgent need to say anything, and you're more than welcome to, I'll probably end the call here. But I'd really like you to, just have a think about just a short goal, a small goal. What have we got? 6 weeks before, not even that, before Christmas. But just think of some goal that is manageable, that is realistic, that you can reach before Christmas. Write it down, write the steps on how to achieve that goal. And then, maybe we can have a Christmas business booster call and, find out how everyone's gone. I think that would be amazing. Have everybody, potentially reach that goal, and we could all celebrate together. I think that would be great. So there's not a huge, maybe it's as simple as being consistent and making 5 new phone calls a day, or, doing 2 home launches or home parties a month, or 3 before Christmas, just something really small, but something really achievable. And then, because another part of this reaching your goals and, going, oh my God, I did that can get really, really addictive, and it can push you forward to keep going. And I don't know, I believe that this business is just the answer for so many people. And I would hate it. I would hate to see people not keep going because of lack of whatever. And even though it's truly up to us, you can't do it alone. It's really hard to do it alone. And I think that's where this, groups like this come in really handy. I'm kind of babbling, but I really just want you guys to think about just a short-term goal that you can achieve by the end of the year or by Christmas, and something that we can, potentially all celebrate together. Yep, I agree with you, Drew. Great listening to everyone. Great reminders. Great, just everybody, I guess, reconfirming what we sort of all know that we should be doing, but we're probably not doing, and being consistent. And I don't know. I think this has been a really great call. I think there have been some really great nuggets here. So thank you guys all so much for coming on. Hey, Wendy.
Yeah, I just want to say, so much was covered tonight that I didn't really feel that I could put too much more input. I feel exactly the same about the goal setting, and I just reflected today on my diary, flicking through and seeing where the year went, because it's amazing, to keep track of the, paper diary. You can see what you've been doing. Yeah, lots of ups and downs, but I feel so much more confident now, and much more pumped. And yeah, I share everyone's words tonight. I feel exactly the same way. So great that we are doing all this together. It's going to be a great 2017.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you.
So, yeah, there wasn't much more I could put in there because everything I feel was covered.
Stop it.
But I had a good day too.
Awesome. Thanks, Wendy. I'm glad you had a good day. You're posting from the beach and then your pool. You're making me very jealous. That's awesome. Thank you for that. I agree with you. It's been a really good call, and there's been a huge amount of quality in tonight's call. So thanks, everyone. I'm hoping that our New York woman is going to be on tomorrow morning. It's a little challenging sort of conversing with somebody over there because of the time difference, but this woman is extremely inspiring. She's not able to make it until half an hour into our call. So if you can't stay on that long, totally understand, and I'll record it. So hopefully she joins us. If not, we'll just wing it and she might join us the following day. Go and have an awesome night's sleep. One thing I am going to say is, if you haven't yet listened to that motivational recording that I put up in the group, go and do that before you go to sleep, because it is absolutely fantastic. I know a couple of you loved it. Oh, goodness. And I'm going to listen to it again before I go to bed, because I get so much out of it every single time. Stop it. This is supposed to be professional. Yeah, and I don't think I'll have this little one with me another night this week. So will I? No. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thumbs up. Enjoy your night. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, Ava.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Night.
Thanks.
Good night.
See you, everyone.
Bye.
Take care of that foot, Aaron.
Bye.
See ya.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Bye.